where did the name came from? Like come from?
What name? My
Yeah,
first and
your
last
artist
name?
name.
My artist name, I don't have an artist name.
Okay.
I'm not doing all that. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? I think at this point in my life, I want to be Sharice. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? Now, people who have known me for a long time and it's like a form of endearment, they call me Reese. So on Instagram, my Instagram name is Sharice
Sure is
Reese,
this. Yeah.
right? Because like I kind of have a lot of different sides to me. Like I'm actually, I matriculated through
Mm-hmm.
school. I have a master's in public health or what have you. But now I'm a teacher. Like I used to work for Homeland Security, but I'm a SPED teacher, special education teacher now. And also, I'm just down to earth. I like to eat. Like I said, I'm a tourist, so like food is a big deal for me. I'm very supportive, and I'm a big deal with friends. Like I don't take friendships lightly at all.
Yeah.
And what else? People think I'm really funny, but I find myself not to be funny. Like I can never do stand up. I'm just situationally funny. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? But that's basically it. So that Reese side is kind of like the little girl that people know and it's endearing. And Sharice is kind of like I'm this is business. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? So those are the only two separate parts of that. But my meaning of my name, however, means grace.
Okay.
So in Greek, the name is pronounced charis or what have you, if I was speaking from that point. And it means grace. Now, the other part was I thought that my mom used her last part of her name, my dad's first name, to add my name. So
Yeah.
my mom's name is Denise, and my father's name is Charles.
Okay.
So Char is that first part, and East is the last part. And so together it's Charisse.
Okay. So how do you get the inspiration when you create the music? Like do you like to be isolated and write, or it
Mm.
don't matter? The inspiration come naturally, whatever.
My life experiences are what my inspirations kind of stem from.
Okay.
Like I have a song called "You're My Baby"
Mm-hmm.
that got played on Sirius XM Heart and Soul like 2 years ago now, Father's Day. That was a combination. I actually wrote that song when I was in Philly with one of my friends, Anthony, and it was just a freestyle. He was playing, and I just started singing kind of like lyrics,
Yeah.
and I was just thinking about like how much is important to let a male know in that instance that you're worthy enough, because I feel like there's so many negative connotation or meaning surrounding a man in a relationship. So I felt the need to put a twist on it and be like, no, like you're legitimately of importance, and I support you, and I can be in support of you. Like, I have the lyric says, I'll cook for you, I'll clean for you, I'll wash your clothes, and so that's something not necessarily from like a wife, maid
Man.
type of
Yeah.
thing, but more or less like, hey, I can work it out for you as well. And I just wanted something different and positive. So "You're My Baby" is one of those songs. And I
Yeah.
have another song when my former ex-boyfriend was getting on my nerves, and I said, I'm over this relationship, and it's called "It's Over."
Mm.
And it just talks about ending stuff, because of which, relationships are difficult. Even if they are situationships, they're difficult, right? They're great when they can be, and when they end, it's like, dang, I just spent all this time pouring into this person. Now I need to find out and repair, who am I actually.
Okay.
So all of my songs have some type of meaning, or either I've seen, firsthand friends or somebody close to me to experience that, and that's why I want to, sing about it.
Okay. So as far as the recording process after the writing, right?
Yeah.
Uh, what do you like to have in the studio for a good session?
Mm.
Um, you and the engineer, or water, trees,
Oh.
to be in our mood, in our
Yeah. What do
zone.
I need? So I now finally have the appropriate team
Okay.
to help calm me out and balance me. So it's Nicole Addison Jones. She's my songwriter. Deanna, again, like I mentioned, Face is the sound engineer. All I need is those three people, because they Nicole is a Taurus, so she gets my like randomness, but
Yeah.
she also understands like how to calm me down. Deanna is a Virgo, so she's very structured, right? And she's musically inclined. So if I'm not focused, she'll get me back on focus. And Face is just a beast when it comes down to recording. But he's a Cancer, so he understands. So I don't feel like if I can't get something, I don't feel embarrassed about it,
Okay.
right? Because I've recorded stuff before, and I've gotten overwhelmed, and I've been like, dang, this is not, I can't get that run, or my voice just doesn't sound right at this very time. And so I've grown to where, just to put things in perspective, the song that is now in rotation on the radio in different states and in different countries is Boot Up Remix. It's a go-go version of Ella Mai's song Boot Up.
Okay.
And we recorded that song in 3 hours. It was done
Done.
in 3 hours. So most, it's a difference between rappers and singers, right? Rappers have a cell phone. They just got to have the right inflection in their
Yeah.
voice, and it's just like they just get a beat and they're
Yeah.
good, right? But with singers, it's like you got to hear harmonies, melodies. You got to
Melody.
enunciate. There's a lot that goes into it, right? That people don't always showcase because they just want to make it seem like I did this in one take, and it's like I'm the crap. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't like that always. But Deanna honestly has taught me a lot in terms of like pre-production work,
Yeah.
right? So like we recorded the song at her house
Okay.
before I went to the studio,
Okay.
so that I'm not spending frivolous amounts of time or money or people's time trying to get a song recorded. So like I kind of went through a little boot camp in the last 3 years in terms of getting me prepared to where I am now, and I know that it's been a benefit to me.
Okay. So as far as where you are right now, right,
Okay.
for your artistry, like
Yeah.
who are your role models? As far as if you want to tell, you're looking up to somebody, you're tailoring your success after,
Okay.
as far as success itself, like
Yeah.
who are you looking up to as role model?
Well, my biggest role model is my grandmother,
Okay.
even though she's deceased. Like, she was my biggest champion, supporter, everything. She just taught me how to keep it humble,
Okay.
okay, and try to be respectful as best as you can. And she was always telling me, like, Sharice, you can do whatever you put your mind to, and always remember you can show them better than you can tell them,
Hmm.
right? Because I feel like as a Taurus, I have a tendency to use my mouth. And it's like if I feel like somebody's attacking me, I'll attack them verbally. But sometimes, like, even that's the lesson I'm learning to this day. Like, sometimes people don't need to get a response. I'm not saying I've gotten down. I don't really know how to do that all the time. But that's somebody that I always want to mirror after because she was so giving. So wherever I can, I try to give. Either, it's not necessarily financially. One of my dreams was to be a philanthropist. So if I can give financially, that's great. But if I can give time, advice, or ear, that's even better. And so that's kind of like why I started IAG as well, to give to other artists.
Okay.
In terms of musically, I love me some Shaka Khan. You feel me? Like, she literally has been through the fire from her genre, like her growth in terms of where she was when she was young to the middle stage to how she's like just basking in her, I guess, her glow up now.
Yeah.
And I love Fantasia. I love her story in terms of how she struggled, and how she overcame that struggle and where the peace that she has now. And I love Tweet. So
Okay.
Tweet can just harmonize her behind off. And when I was younger, I remember being in Houston with one of my best friends from college, and we used to just listen to Tweet
Sweet.
sing so I can pick up the harmonies. And I used to have this running joke that, like, people from Philly, they're somehow musically inclined in some kind of way. Like, either
Yeah.
they can harmonize, they can play something, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like everybody from Philly got some kind of musical something. And so my girlfriend, Ashley, is like the best harmonizer ever, right? And it took me a long time to harmonize,
Yeah.
but she could just listen to something and pick it up. And so that's probably all. That's everybody right there. So my grandmother, Shaka Khan, Tweet, and Fantasia.